Good morning, everyone. I thought this was the right place to be going live this morning, but I've got all of these shadows here. You know what? I think we're just going to make it work. It's going to be okay. Welcome to my new catalog launch, you guys. I'm so happy that we're finally here and I can finally share all of these fun ideas with you that I have been working on. I'm just trying to get my video up on my computer here. There we go. Make sure everything's quiet. There we go. Now I can see your comments. Anyways, welcome. As you can see, I've got a catalog stuffed with ideas to share with you today. And I hope you'll stick around. We're going to start off right off the bat with kind of a project. But while we're waiting for people to come online, you have found Sarah Lynn Duque with Sarah Lynn Stamps. And you can find me on all sorts of different platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Of course, you found me here. And I also have a blog where I share most of my ideas up on there, and sometimes some new ones too. So check it out. That's www.sarahlynstamps.com. You can find out all of the information, all of the supply lists, etc. over on my blog. So the stuff that I'm sharing with you today, I will have that posted there as well. I don't want to put that there before I share my ideas with you. So they're not up there yet, but they will be. Yeah. Anyways, this purpose of this event here today is to reveal to you some of the new items out of the new annual catalog. This came live May 3rd, so just over 10 days ago, well, about almost 2 weeks ago, and it'll run until April, the end of April next year, when we'll get another catalog. And so part of the new catalog is also the launch of the brand new In Colors. So if you haven't seen that yet, I did share that with you on Wednesday this week. Go back and take a look. But our new In Colors are stunning. They are Starry Sky, Orchid Oasis, and I'm really not happy with the lighting in here. Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and Sweet Sorbet. I thought I had all the lighting figured out in here. I'm going to see if it works better if I turn my room light on. Does that help? No. No, it sure does not. Okay, well, I am disappointed. I thought I had this all worked out here for you this morning, but apparently not. I wonder if I pull my desk back a little bit. You guys, I really thought this through to try and make this right for you today, but I'm going to see if I can pull my desk, so stay with me for a second, a little bit out of the light. And maybe we can actually get better light that way. Yeah, there we go. We don't have all the shadows, so there we go. All right, thanks for sticking with me, people. We will figure it out. I think that is much better. Okay, we don't have the light from the window this way. All right, let's get started. So this is the annual catalog we're talking about. These are the In Colors, and I've got a couple really fun projects to share with you today. But for those of you that may be new to the catalog, I just want to show you how this is kind of laid out today really quickly before we get started. So at the front, there's some sort of introductory stuff about, you'll find your table of contents. But as you get into the catalog, and I don't want to go to the page where I have my project, so we'll skip ahead here. You will see that they have things like this. This is called a suite. Where they have all of the products that combine together, and they've put them together into a package so that if you want to make it really, really easy for yourself, you can get the stamp set, whatever ribbon, paper, etc. that all combines together in one suite, and you would use this code up here when you're shopping. You can buy all of these things individually as well. If you're like, you know what, I have enough paper, I don't want the paper, I just want the stamp set. If you do have a die cutting machine, you're going to want to watch for our bundles. Our bundles are usually listed like this at the bottom. And you'll see this just on regular stamp sets, not just on suites, where there's a stamp set and a die set, or there's a stamp set and a punch. And you get 10% off when you purchase them together. So make sure you look for that and take advantage of your savings. So the other thing that I really, really love about suites is that if you are drawn to one specifically, they list out all of the colors that are in that suite as far as in the paper, in the embellishments, the colors that coordinate together. So if you are beginning your supply and or trying to use these products, you know what colors are going to combine with this paper, with these projects. You're going to know what colors were used to create these projects. So it just makes it really, really easy. And I wanted to make sure just to kind of outline for you how that works as you go through the catalog. Then you'll see our other stamp sets here. You'll see again, see our bundle is at the bottom. You have your stamp set here. And one of my favorite things is this is just not a catalog. So if you are ever stuck for inspiration, or maybe not stuck, you're just looking for a new idea, we have tons of fabulous ideas here of how to use these different stamp sets. And of course you can substitute this if you don't have a geranium stamp set and you have another flower stamp set. Of course you can switch it out. We have all sorts of, we just had one, the flowering rain boots that had, or did that have a pot? No, it didn't have a pot. There's one with leaves and I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, it has a pot. But anyways, you could substitute those really easily for these, just using these card layouts and designs or colors. So make sure you go through your catalog and look at it, not just for shopping, but also for ideas. There are so many great ideas in here that you don't want to miss out on. Anyways, as you can see, I have got a lot to share with you today. My book is full of ideas. And the stamp set that I actually want to start with today is it's called the Cup of Tea, or Cup of Tea, I guess. And it comes with some coordinating die. So again, you can get this in a bundle, and I'll show you where to find that in your catalog in a minute. But I want to start right out of the hopper with a project for you. So this is a fun project that I just learned at a demonstrator event. So when you are a demonstrator, part of my team, or part of my team, we have demonstrator events where we get together and we stamp together. And so as part of a larger group of me and some of my sisters, brothers, or whatever, where we're all on the same team, we get together with all of our teams and stamp. And I learned this project there anyways. I also am hosting one at the end of the month. So if you've ever thought about, you know what, I really love stamping, I'd like to join sort of a family of stampers that we can spend time together and craft and learn together, there's still time to get in on that event for the end of this month. Just ask me how, and I'd be happy to share that with you. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. But anyways, this is an adorable stamp set that has all of these coordinating dies. And I love the stamp set because of some of these little things are so cute. You have all of your punches for your stamps as well, your leaf and your teacups in different styles. You've got your orange, but you also have these additions of these little hearts, and you got the little flowers, and sometimes just little pieces like that make all the difference on your cards. So remember those little extra pieces that come with your die sets because they really are lots of fun. Anyways, today I'm going to show you this project. So what you need to make this project is a few pieces of paper. You are going to need, I don't know why, oh yeah, I need that to stamp on. I was like, why do I have that? I have a scrap of white. I have a piece of, this is the new Sweet Sorbet. And one of the things I wanted to really focus on today is how to use some of our ink colors in different ways so that maybe they're not quite so bright. I know our ink colors this year are quite bright and quite vibrant and fun. And of course, you've seen me create cards with them and you know that I love them. However, sometimes we don't want to slap our recipient in the face with the bright colors of cards. So these are going to show you some ways to tone it down a little bit and use these colors in really creative, beautiful ways and show you that they combine not just with each other, but with the greater colors within Stampin' Up! So we have a piece of cardstock here, and this measures 5.5 by 4.25. We have another piece of cardstock here. This is, what is this called? This is called Petal Pink, and it is measured 10 by 4, and I have scored it here at 5. So we're going to just go ahead and fold that in half. So we've got those two pieces. I've also got a couple pieces of the Tea Sweet, let me pull that up, the Tea Sweet Designer Series paper. So it comes like this. They have 6 by 6 paper that coordinates with this set. And it has all these beautiful, almost kind of vintagey designs on them. And as you know, in Stampin' Up! Style, one side will be quite heavily patterned and the other side will be more of a solid kind of design for most of their papers. So we've got a lot of little tea kettles and lots of fun kind of vintagey colors. And you can see this is sort of a distressed finish, even on the solid prints. which is really pretty. So we're going to use some of that today. Now you can use, if you have a 6x6, you're going to need 2 pieces of double-sided designer series paper, cut from your paper here. Just a 1-inch strip by 6, I guess you'll need 2. If you have a 12x12, just cut it all in one, a 1-inch strip down the side, and leave it at 12 inches. I'm just cutting 2 because I don't have the length that I need, and we're gonna glue it together. Anyways, there's a quick look at this beautiful paper. Fun, hey? Like, they're so vibrant, and a lot of these colors that are in this paper, actually, if you love our ink colors in here. It's matched with a few other colors, of course. We've got some crushed curry and some petal pink, which tones it down, and some fresh freesia. So it gives you an idea too of some of the other colors you can use. But that is the Tea Boutique. What is that called? What did I tell you? It's called Tea Boutique. Yeah, 6x6 designer series paper. But so I've cut 2 strips out of there, and I'm just using this one here, which is again the Sweet Sorbet, and it is cut at 1 inch, 1x6, and I've got 2 of those. And then I've got 2 pieces of a different pattern here that is cut at 3.5 by 3.5. And what I've done is I've actually scored it from one point to the other point like this. And so I am going to fold these pieces in half from point to point. And if you don't have like a scoring blade, just fold it like this in half, both of your papers. And so you're going to want to fold it. This is the pattern you're going to see on the final card. So make sure that on the outside you have the pattern that you want to see on the front of your card. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fold both of these in half and just set those aside for a second. So actually we'll start with that. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to take our piece that we folded here and we are going to attach these on. I'm using our multi-purpose liquid glue today, and we want to make sure that we keep this on the back of our card. We're going to just put enough glue here to stick it down. I made one of these when I made it on at my event. I put too much glue and I actually glued my card shut. So don't do that. And then you're going to just line it up. So you can see where the point is there and the point is on the other side. And your fold is going to go right along the edge of your card like that. And then it's going to be stuck down to the bottom like that. So your point is going to kind of line up to the top and to the bottom. And we're going to do the same on both sides. So I can see I've got lots of glue here. You really don't need very much of this liquid glue at all. And it kind of seems to, once it starts coming out, sometimes it just wants to keep coming out. So, okay, so we've got these lined up. Now we've got our 2 pieces stuck on. So we'll make sure that we can fold them over. This one I kind of put over a little bit too far, but that's okay. We're going to just refold it. There we go. So we've got our 2 little flaps here. And then if you wanted to put a piece inside of your card, you could, especially if you're using a dark piece of cardstock to stamp on. I'm just not going to do that today just for time's sake, but you absolutely could do that. And then this is going to fold over like so. Okay, now this whole piece that we just designed, we're going to go and put the glue on the back of this. So this is just a really easy, fun fold card that you could put together really quickly and sort of make a wow when you send this out to your family and friends. So we're going to stick this onto the front of that piece right in the middle of that 5.5 by 4.25 piece of cardstock. Mine is a little rough on the edges. This means it's time to change my cutting blade. And then you've got this. So we're going to come back to this in just a moment. We're going to start doing some stamping. So what I've cut out here with you could just cut a square or a circle or anything that you want. And I'll show you another example in a minute. But I have cut this out of the scallop contour dies. And I really think that this is a good basic die set that everybody needs to have in your repertoire. The scallops in here are absolutely adorable. They come in so many different sizes. You've seen me use them a lot. We've got some labels in here, and it does coordinate with a stamp set called Scallop Contours, or called Contours, Color and Contours, yeah. And so there's a couple flowers in here, but it's really just great for everyday crafting. And so I used one of these, this size here, and cut out a scalloped piece to use with this card today. And I think that it works really well with this stamp set because of sort of that vintagey feel sort of this scalloped edging here is just kind of feminine and works really nice with all of the florals. I think some of these florals and patterns remind me of, you know, like grandma's curtains or grandma's tablecloths and those types of things. Some of the stitching that you might do in embroidery, and I just think that this is just really a really feminine way to kind of add to this style of card. So we're going to stamp on here today. Actually, I don't need that scrap. I changed my mind about what I was going to do today. I need a block and I need my stamp set, of course. So today I'm just going to take actually the leaf stamp out of here. So we're making a pretty simple stamp today. We're not actually going to use any of the teacups, but I will show you another card that I did make. Well, there's lots of teacup stamps. And the reason I'm not doing that today is because I have a lot of samples to show you where we did use the teacup. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to just stamp this leaf here. And as you saw, I grabbed my mat from my Stamparatus. You could also use your stamp, what is it called? The cut and pierce Stampin', I don't remember what it's called. Something, the piercing mat anyways, that you can purchase out of the catalog. It just adds a little bit more cushion to our photopolymer stamps and gives you a nice image when you're stamping. So that's what I grabbed there. And then I'm going to just use a stamp or the greeting in here that says thank you. So let me grab that. I'm going to just put it here on this block. And I think I'm going to use the Sweet Sorbet for this. We're going to stick with that color. So we're going to just tap, 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 and I'm just going to stamp that right up there. So really, really simple, but pretty, right? These colors are gorgeous. Like, look at that green and red. Okay, so now to finish up our card, that's actually all the stamping we're going to do today, folks. Like, if you can believe that, on this card. Not the only stamping we're going to do today, but the only stamping on this card. So we've got the leaf, and what we want to make here now is a little belly band for our card. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to just glue it together on the one side, which I don't even know if I needed to glue it that much, but I just want to join this together to make a belly band. So we would normally let this dry, and actually I shouldn't have put glue on here. Don't put glue on there, folks. You just want to stick it behind because this is going to stick to my card now, but that's okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to stick this behind our card. And this is how you would do it even if you had the longer piece. We've got lots of paper here. We're good. Now we're going to take this and we're going to stick this together. We just wanted to measure it around our card to make sure it's going to fit. Okay, so let's add a little bit of glue here. And then we're going to attach these two pieces together like that. So now what we have is what we call a belly band that wraps around your card. Now I'm going to put this piece that has this one on the side on the back because we can cover this up with our stamped piece. And I think I'm going to attach this here with just some dimensionals. So I'm going to put this right onto my belly band to make sure I get it in the right place. And I'm going to put 3 just for some extra strength. I don't need 3 to pop it up, but it's going to give it a little bit of extra strength. Okay, all right, there we go. And then you have your card, and of course you could stamp on here, and we probably could have, but on the pink front as well. You guys, I think I glued it too small. Anyways, it doesn't want to, there we go. I was like, I measured it, I know it fits. You've got your belly band. So leave your belly band like just a little bit. The problem is mine's not dry, the glue, so it's kind of sticking. There you go. So you got your belly band that goes on your card like that. And so isn't that fun? So then when your recipient receives your card, it looks like this. And then you just obviously slide it out. And I'm going to slide it off just because I want the glue to dry and not glue on my card. Not dry on my card. This is a really great time to use like Stampin' Seal or something that's not going to be like squeezing out or doesn't take so long to dry, but I ran out of Stampin' Seal refills, if you can believe that, and you probably can. Anyways, and this is the card. So you could stamp on here as well. Just remember, if you do, you're going to see it, but you totally could. And then inside your card like that. Isn't that just kind of a fun card? Yeah. So there's another card. I made another one of these yesterday in different colors. And let me show that to you. This is one I made here with the Parakeet Party color and the Orchid Oasis. This is the Sweet Sorbet. So you can see all of the colors here working together, but because I paired it with black and white, it really softened it. So in this belly band, what I did here is I actually cut out with the scallop circles, the layering circle dies, a scallop circle. And then I die cut out the different pieces from the set. So we've got a little tea bag that says, I just can't thank you enough, the teacup, and then some of the little flowers, etc. And these here are the in color matte decorative dots. You get them in all the colors. The Sweet Sorbet ones are tucked in underneath the label, but they're in all different sizes and they kind of go in different shades of the same color. So it's really nice to kind of break up. If you've got a lot of one color on your card, you can kind of break it up with the different matte dots because they sort of will give you different tones of the same color. But anyway, so there's lots of different ways that you can do this. But cute, isn't that cute and fun? Yeah, did you guys like that one? Yeah. Anyways, there's a couple of ideas, but what I really wanted to show you is how you can use different colors to kind of break up the brightness of our in colors and how beautiful they are. So this is that black and white paper, and this is kind of a standalone in our catalog, meaning that it's not meant, it doesn't come out as part of a suite. It's just some beautiful paper, and it's called Perfectly Penciled, and all it is black and white designs. So on the one side, you've got sort of the drawn, penciled kind of images, and then on the other side, you've got sort of solid black and white patterns. So there's a lot of really pretty versatile images and paper in this set. And the nice thing that I was thinking that you could do with this paper is you could actually color either around the flowers or in the flowers or even just the butterflies on here, depending what paper you're using, to whatever color you wanted it to be. You could use the blending brushes to add some color to your paper. So it's really quite versatile. This is really pretty. I didn't even notice this one yet. I like that a lot. Use all of these different patterns, but they're really great to break up when you're using bright colors to just kind of tone them down a little bit. At least that's my thought in the matter. But let's look at that set a little bit here. So this is the Tea Boutique set. It's on page 12 of the catalog. And of course, you've got lots of great ideas here. And you've got the paper that I showed you, all of the colors that are coordinating in here. And it also, again, here is the bundle, but it also has a paper pack, or what do you call that? Cards and, let's see, Tea Boutique cards and envelopes. So it's a package here that has all of the card bases already made. And let me just open this. I haven't opened it yet. It has all of the card bases for you. So you just fold them and then you can just add your designs to the front, and then it has coordinating envelopes, which are absolutely stunning. They're just beautiful. Actually, I have a card made with this. I could have just shown you. It would have been a lot easier. But anyway, so you've got all of your coordinating card bases that you just fold and decorate. So they're already pre-printed for you with some beautiful patterns. And these are in all of the in colors. So if you love the in colors, this is a great way to get a sampling of all of the colors without having to purchase all of the different packs of cardstock, etc. And then you've got these coordinating envelopes that go with the Tea Boutique set as well. So they're really, really pretty. And you get all of this pack for $16.50. Or no, hold on. No, $13.75. That's the paper that's $16.50. And so in here there are 10 cards. So there's lots in here. Okay. Actually, it says 20 cards, but that can't be right. Is that right? Is there 20 cards in here? It says 20 pieces, so I was counting the envelopes, but that doesn't seem right. Let's see. We've got 3 times 5. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 20 cards in here, people. So there's not 20 pieces. There's 20 cards. So that is a great deal for that. Now, let me show you a couple other samples that I got. So I participated in a swap, and they sent me some people sent me some samples with this stamp set. So this is the one that was just made with, they die cut out the punched cup and a little tea bag here. And then some of those little hearts that I was telling you about. This is a really simple, easy card to make, just a couple of layers. And this is using the designer series paper. Here's another one. This is with Orchid Oasis, and then they've die cut out sort of a layer on top of the card. And again, the designer series paper in the back there. Pretty, huh? And this one they cut out, actually die cut the cup right out of the designer series paper. And this is the new metallic ribbon that comes in all of the different ink colors as well. And I think this card, they actually used one of the card bases from that envelopes and card set that I was talking to you about. All right, let me go through. I'm just going to go through here and show you. There's lots more to look at, but I'll show you the samples that I got and where you can find the coordinating stamp set. So this one here is on page 16, Bottled Happiness. And they've actually used the, this is the ink color shimmer paper. So this is in the Sweet Sorbet, and then punched it out with the bottle punch. This one is a punch, and there's actually little domes that you can purchase that go with the punch to fill up for like a shaker card. So that's really fun. And again, they use the scallop contour dies here. Lots of cuteness. Little piece of twine, the little matte dots that we talked about. Yeah, adorable. This one here, I actually have this stamp set, and you might have seen me. I used this stamp set at our In Color launch, and this is the cards we made in all the different colors here, just by stamping the Good Feeling stamp set here in the different colors and coordinating with the twine and the designer series paper in each of the colors. But I also received this one in the mail as well. And so what they did here is the emboss resist technique. So they embossed it in white on white paper, and then just use, it looks like they used, they could have used blending brushes, but they could have also used the sponge daubers with some of the ink colors. And these are the iridescent rhinestones, I think they're called. Excuse me. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Okay, we're going to skip this one because we're going to come back to that set in a little bit. I want to do another project with you with that set. So this one I don't have yet, and I'm so sad. I really wanted to share this one with you. This is one of my absolute favorites in this catalog, and I don't know if you've had a chance to look through it and you have your own favorite, but if you do, let me know which one is your favorite in the comments. But this is one of my favorites, and it's the Happy Forest Friends. These cute, adorable animals, but the dies too are just stunning that come with it. Like, they're just fun little broken Charlie Brown trees and tree stumps and stuff like that, little leaves. This is going to be a really fun, I think, fall set also, but it makes really adorable like baby cards too, like hello baby, welcome. Like, it's just so cute, and the paper is just soft kind of colors, but like it's old olive and grays and browns, but together it's just kind of a soft, fun palette. So I am really looking forward to getting my hands on that one. I don't have it yet, and I'm really kind of sad, but I wanted to show you my favorite, the Happy Forest Friends. So, all right. A couple masculine cards for you here. On page 78, we have the He's All That bundle. He's the Man suite. And so you might have seen a lot of these cards recently out on the internet and stuff, because this is one of the suites that we were able to pre-order as demonstrators. And but the colors in here are really nice. Like, you're seeing a lot of crushed curry this year, actually. There's, in a lot of our paper and a lot of our sets, you're seeing this crushed curry color. So that's kind of interesting. But anyways, this is one of the cards that I got, and it says, wishing you a happy Father's Day. And they use this bundle here, the He's All That bundle. And then this one here was made by Jerry Papp, and it was made using this set. Was it? Yeah, using the Whiskey Business set here. And so she has made a kind of a pull card. And so what this is you pull this and it opens up all the different pieces. Isn't that fun? So it kind of, let's see if I can get it back here. It just doesn't want to tuck back in. I'll have to figure out how to make one of these myself. But so each level is a different, this one is the little whiskey cup, and then she's got sending you an old-fashioned birthday card to a great guy. Being a dad is Whiskey Business, happy birthday. And then as you keep pulling, you just end up with the flask here at the end. So fun. So that's just a fun technique here. And and your top shelf. There we go. Hey, I have like a little frog in my throat this morning or something. Now this one is another really super cute stamp set called Wild and Sweet. It's here on page 87. And this was just a really simple way to make a beautiful card. So we used the double oval punch here with some of the brushed brass butterflies. And all we do is just a simple stamping here on the front. But these, what do you call those? There is a name for them. They're not detailed stamps. There's a name for it. But anyways, where you stamp it and you get the different tones and different shades with one stamp. And they do all the work for you. You don't actually have to do any work. You could color these in, but you can already see some of the shading on our raccoon there. Just cute. Anyways, happy hello. All right, let me look at, I'll come back to that one. Let's go back and make a project. Actually, I'll show you this one. This one here is another really fun, beautiful set that I love, the Sun Prints here. And it has it's a suite, so it has combining designer series paper as well as dies. And this one is really, really pretty. It has a gorgeous wreath that goes with it and some other fun foliage. So if you are into kind of the leafy foliage set, this is the one for you. But this paper is also something that's going to look gorgeous with the the Ways of Inspiration set. So the other designer series paper, which you all know that I absolutely loved, is no longer available. But this paper is going to be a really good substitute for that as well. So these have some really bright blues, the Pacific Point, Night of Navy, Starry Sky, and Gray Granite. And so here's a beautiful card that was made by, I think this was made by Lauren. And it uses a designer series paper and a number of those different cutouts. This is like a stunning, stunning card. Lauren like outdid herself for sure. She's even embossed here. You can't see it, but dry embossed this piece of dark Night of Navy here at the back with, there's a Fern 3D embossing folder, and you can kind of see here what it does. It's really gorgeous, and it coordinates well with this stamp set. And is part of the suite as well. So if you like everything you're seeing, you're going to want to grab that suite. Here's that wreath I was talking about, and this person chose to coordinate it with the Starry Sky paper. And you can see next to the Night of Navy how purple that Starry Sky really is, like how much more blue is in that. I don't know, blue's not the right color, I guess. It's more purple because the Night of Navy is blue also, but it's just a little bit of a different tone, but pretty, right? And they use that ribbon here. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like all kind of metallic-y, you know, yeah. You probably know what it's called. And again, she used that fern embossing folder as well on the background. You can kind of get a good look at what it does here on this card. And here's another one. And she actually put vellum here. And this paper, I think it looks like the paper that we just used out of the Tea Boutique for the background here. And so she's kind of gone with different colors. We've got, this is probably Blushing Bride. It could be Petal Pink with the soft, the Gray Granite as well. So pretty, you can just reuse this in lots of different ways. But isn't this label, even this label that comes out of the die is really pretty? Yeah. So this is a nice one. And let me show you the paper that comes with this set, because it has sort of like almost like a sun bleached look to it. Like it's kind of hard to describe. So let me give you a look at that paper. So it looks like it's been kind of like, I don't know, I think like sun bleached, where you put down your like leaf and then you dye the rest and just leave this behind, kind of like a reverse print sort of, if that makes sense. But it's got all these different tones of blue. And then on the back, we've got Gray Granite, just some more of a basic pattern. And here we go. This would be a really, really lovely scrapbooking piece of paper, if I don't say so myself. But it almost looks like these images are heat embossed. Excuse me. We've got a nice plain blue, some paint splattered blues here, some stripes, some dandelions. That's what it looks like. Yeah, like the little dandelion things that you blow out in the wind, you know, that you make a wish. There's some just Gray Granite paper, some blue speckles. This one's really pretty. I could use that a lot. Anyways, some really nice, versatile paper for crafting. But anyways, there is the Sun Prints Designer Series paper. All right, who wants to make another card? You do? Yeah, okay. We'll do that. Just one sec. I didn't know I had this card in here. Hues of Happiness. This is a gorgeous stamp set also, and this Designer Series paper could be one of my favorites, actually. It's just so, it's bright and vibrant, but really, really pretty. And so if you are into florals, you're going to love this stamp set because it comes also with a number of sentiments. So it's a great versatile stamp set to have. You have all of the different flowers, the leaves, and all of the sentiments for all the different occasions. So it's a great also stamp set if you're building your collection to have on hand because it does all of the things you want it to do. But it comes with a coordinating die set in a bundle if you have a die cutting machine with some really fun, beautiful patterns for the background of your card, some edging here, one that looks like, see if we can see it in the picture, one that looks like sort of, you know how notebooks have like the little holes on the one side? There's an edge like that. And then there's another edge that looks like it's stitched. And I don't see an example of it here. And then here you can see on the background, it's kind of difficult, but if you ever catalog, look it up on 108. This white piece on the back is sort of what this big die cut does. It kind of punches it out on the background and makes a really nice pattern. So you could color these with your blends. You could stamp them onto a colored piece of cardstock and die cut them out. Here she has stamped them onto the Designer Series paper and cut them out. So there's lots of different ways to use this. Again, here is that shimmer paper in the in color. She's embossed the background here and batched it up with, I'm gonna say this is a starry sky. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, really, really pretty. And so you can see again how we're matching up some of our in colors that are quite vibrant and able to just create beautiful things that are not sort of, you know, a slap in your face all the time. Another part of this suite are these glossy dots, which are quite bright and fun. And this would be the colors Daffodil Delight, Pool Party, Melon Mambo, and this looks like the Grape Gorgeous Grape. And even though it's not listed here, you can see it in some of the paper here, the Gorgeous Grape. So those are really fun in 3 different sizes in the 4 different colors. That coordinates with this paper and this stamp set as well. But of course, you can make it your own and use whichever things that you would like to use. Now, I'm going to just show you one more thing here that's not on this page, but it's another thing I have out of the catalog. These are the 2021-2023 in color opal rounds. So these are last year's in colors. They continue for 2 years, but this would be Pale Papaya, Fresh Freesia, Polished Pink, and then Evergreen Green, and the, what is this one called? I can't remember, but there's another green in there that's actually my favorite. So my favorite color that I can't remember. But these are the new embellishments that came out in the in colors for last year, and they're really pretty as well. But they're a lot like the glossy dots I just showed you, but just in the in colors. And they're called opal rounds if you're looking for those. Okay, now project time. I want to take you back to this beautiful Sweet Songbirds, and I did, there's a spider that I need to kill. Hold on. Before it like runs away somewhere. It was just falling from the roof as I was talking to you. Anyways, the Sweet Songbirds, you saw me on Wednesday of this week, actually. We did a fun card right here with our new in colors and with the Sweet Songbirds, our floral flourishes here. And this is one that I did that's the same, a little simpler version, but I tied it with the Daffodil Delight in order to kind of tone down the colors a little bit and just kind of make another version. But I wanted to show you another card with this that is actually quite different and not, and it's using our in colors, but in kind of a unique way. So we're going to do that today. And now this bundle here is on page 31, and it is a punch and stamp bundle. So it comes with this stamp set. When you purchase the bundle, you can just get these alone, either one of these 2 items. And then it comes with a coordinating punch. So on Wednesday, I showed you how to create a template. And where is my template that I brought here for today? I brought my template with me, but I don't know where it is. So we're going to have to wing it today, people. But what your template is for, maybe I'll make myself a new one because I'm going to want to use that today. I don't know where I put it. But anyways, you're going to your template is so that you can line up your stamps every time and punch them out easily. So just create a template by punching out a piece of cardstock, and I would recommend using a darker or a colored piece of cardstock because they're a little bit thicker than the white and they'll be easier to hold your stamp sets. But what you're going to do here, and I've just got a scrap piece of paper, is then you take your images that you want to stamp, and I've got them here. I want my bird, and you just lay them face down into the holes of where you're going to punch these out, or of your template, and then you can pick them up with your block. Let me just grab a block here to take off my leaf. We're going to just pick them up, and now they're all lined up with our punch so that we can punch them out. Okay, so we might as well just carry on with this then, since we've already got our bird all ready to roll. So what we're going to do today is I am going to stamp my bird in So Saffron. So by combining some of our ink colors with some of our subtles or our neutrals, we're really able to tone them down. And you know, I hate to say tone them down because I think that our bright colors are beautiful. I'm just trying to give you some other options of ways that you can use them. And I'm going to have to do it this way. Of ways that you can use them with other colors to get different kinds of looks. I think that they're beautiful as brights. As you saw, I've made lots of bright cards. And that's why I wanted to kind of show you something a little bit different today that you could use your ink colors for, how else you could coordinate them. So I'm going to use these little 2 dots today to do his eyes, and I think I'm just going to use my soft suede for that. And we're just going to tap tap and then put our little eyeballs on like that. And you can see that one of them is actually bigger and one of them is actually smaller, and it's kind of hard to see. Maybe I just pushed harder on one side because they don't actually look like it. But it kind of looks like the bigger one should be closer and the little one should be farther away. So it was a good little accident, whether it was supposed to be that way or not. So now when we put our punch in here, because we used our template, and go back and look at Wednesday's video, it'll kind of give you the whole walkthrough of how I did this and why I did this. You can line up your bird and your wing, all the different pieces, and punch them out all at once. So it's going to line up and you're not going to have to do multiple punches, etc., etc. Now the other punches in here are if you wanted to do one for his belly or if you wanted a bigger wing, and then there's one for his beak, but we're going to just skip that today. Oh, where is my bird? Here's my bird and my wing. Okay. Actually, I'm going to need this mat again. Let's just stick that down there. So what we're doing today, let me grab my other pieces and tell you what you need to make this card. You are going to need, and you'll see the colors that I have combined here. This is Soft Sea Foam. It's one of our subtles. I've got Mossy Meadow. These 2 colors just are stunning together, I think. And then I've got some of the designer series paper from the Tea Boutique. So these are our ink colors. We've got our Parakeet Party, which is like a vibrant green. And I'm going to use this side. And then I'm also going to use the other side, actually. And then we've got some of the floral. So we've got some of our Tahitian Tide in there. We've got Crushed Curry, some of our Sweet Sorbet. And then it's also the Petal Pink that we saw in our other card. So I'm going to use these colors today to create a bird card with my So Saffron bird. And it's just going to be a really cute, adorable card. Anyways, let's get putting this card together. So for the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add some glue here to this piece of, and you could really just cut down this piece and just use 2 halves if you wanted to, but I don't know. I did it this way. So I'm going to stick this on top of the designer series paper. Just like that. And then I'm going to take this paper. This glue just kind of wants to gush today. Wow. Okay, we've got some globs there, people, that we did not need. We're going to put this onto the Mossy Meadow. And I'm just centering these. This one I've cut out so that it has just a really nice 1/8 of an inch, not even a 1/16 inch border around the edges, just to kind of make it pop off the paper. And then I'm going to actually pop this up on dimensionals. You can see this was my sample cardstock. At least I glued it to the right side. but you won't see this. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this piece. And I'm going to stick this onto my card front. Now, I always like to fold mine first to make sure I get it into the middle. Some people are really good about being able to visualize where the middle of their card front is. I am not one of those. So I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to just stick this into the middle. And the way that I do that, I kind of just line up at the top and see that my top and my sides are equal. And then when I put it down, I know that my bottom is going to also be equal if I've cut it out properly. So let's just set this aside for a moment. I have also cut out a piece of white cardstock here, and this measures 4.5, so 4.5 by 3.25. And this is going to be the base of our card today. So what I have here is I've got my branch, and I'm going to use the soft suede again, and I'm just going to tap this, and I'm going to just put this on like so. And I still got my mat underneath here. So we're going to just add a few different pieces like this. There. Now I did see another demonstrator who was doing this, and she actually put the leaves on first, because then she made sure she had left enough room for her bird, which is probably really smart. You know what, maybe I want to have it this way. No, we'll leave it this way. Okay, so now I've got my leaves from that same stamp set, and I'm going to actually stamp those in garden green. So I felt like the green that was in the paper, in this designer series paper, was more of the garden green color. I could have used the mossy mellow green as well, but I kind of wanted to, you know, add a little bit of nice bright. First, I'm gonna actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's like wing it, people. I'm gonna take the Parakeet Party, and I'm going to stamp in the Parakeet Party, and then I'm going to kind of roll my stamp, just tip the edges so that I've just got a little bit of the garden green. I've just kind of rolled it on there, and then I'm going to stamp that on here. And now we've got like multiple colors. Now we're going to stamp off because I don't want to get my garden green back on my Parakeet Party. But let's just do that. We're just going to kind of tap it and get a little bit of the green. And you can see the leaves like line up right with the two twigs there. So stamp this off again so I don't get the garden green in my parakeet. And let's just do that again. And the one last stamp. There, that's really pretty. Pretty. Okay, I'm happy with that. Happy with our choice there to go rogue. Parakeet Party and garden green, people. Okay, so now we've got this done. And the other thing I need to do is I'm going to take, from that set, there is a straight, just like a piece of, it's supposed to be a piece of string or twine or something. And I'm going to stamp that, just going down like this, because what we're going to do is we're going to hang a little sign from here. So I'm going to just stick this down like that. And there we go. We've got our little hangers there. So they've included everything in this stamp set. I keep putting this away, but I need it still. All right, the other thing that we've got here for our card is a piece of crumb cake. And I'm actually going to stamp with Versamark. You could just use crumb cake as well. And I'm going to stamp this piece of wood grain in Versamark on here, so that it just creates kind of a wood grainy look on the background. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment onto my little sign. So I'm going to use this block again. Yesterday I was stamping the birds, and I set the eyeballs down somewhere, which, as you know, are really small. My goodness, thank goodness I found them, but people, don't be me, clean up after yourself and don't lose your stamps. Okay, so this one says a little note of thanks, just like that. Isn't that cute? It's cute. Just say it's cute, because it's cute. And we're going to cut this out with our scissors. So it's just kind of it's square. So I know lots of people are like, cut it out. I go crooked, but honestly, it's square. And if it's not perfect, it's okay. All right, so we've cut that out, and now we can add this right up here where our sign goes. Isn't that adorable? Yeah, I think it's so cute. Let's use some, let's just use liquid glue for that, because I'm going to be popping up my card front with dimensionals. And as you know, you don't want to really have more than a couple layers on your card. Otherwise, it's hard to put it through the mail. So we're going to stick that there just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing with my bird. I'm going to stamp my bird, or not stamp, I'm going to glue my bird straight down to the front here, right over here. You know what, you might have to cover up one of my leaves. Or let me have a better look at this. I think he could go here. It's okay if his tail sticks out. And then I'm going to actually put his wing on with some dimensionals. So I'm just gonna, that's what I love to use these little side pieces for, just kind of cut them off. And you could of course use your mini dimensionals, but it's a good way to use up those edge pieces that sometimes we don't know what to do with. And we're gonna stick his little wing on here. I think I want his wing to be back a little bit farther. There, that's better. And you could stick another wing coming out the other side if you wanted to, but I think he's cute just how he is. Isn't that adorable? Okay, let's finish up our card. I love these colors, that the Parakeet Party with the Mossy Meadow and the Soft Seafoam, I mean, to me are like absolutely gorgeous. I am going to be repeating this color combination many times. I can see that. I love this so much. And then this is going to go in the middle. So again, you could cut out your piece here with a scallop contour if you wanted to, but it's really not necessary. You've got all of these different designs going in the background. And isn't that lovely? Yeah, I'm not even going to add any bling. I think it's just pretty just how it is. So there is our new Sweet Songbirds card, and probably my favorite of the day. So I hope you got kind of a good grasp of some of the new sets in the catalog. And let me just show you the projects that we made today. And here's the other one that goes with it. But let me remind you that if you haven't already, over on my blog, www.sarahlynstamps.com, you can download your Happy Mail points tracker. So when you shop with me, make sure you're keeping track. When you order, when your order is $50 or more before tax and shipping, write down your order number, and when you have 8 Happy Mail points or 8 orders, you get to shop $40 free. I pay the tax and shipping. All you have to do is return this form to me and keep track of your orders. So look for that on my blog. All of the instructions are there. You can download that and print it. And then just stick it in the front of your catalog so that you have it. So when you order, write on it, stick it in your catalog. The other thing I wanted to bring your attention to is if you are loving the In Colors, right now we have a fabulous savings, the In Colors Starter Kit. So the Starter Kit is always the best deal in the catalog, but especially right now. So when you order the Starter Kit, you are going to get $165 of product of your choice. You pay $135, no shipping, and no GST. So it's a fabulous, fabulous deal if you've got a long shopping wish list. In addition, until the end of May, until May 31st, you are also going to get an In Color kit. So you're going to get a package of In Color 8.5 by 11 cardstock. You're going to get some of it's In Color grid paper, so it's like a specialty grid paper for covering your work surface and stamping on. My favorite thing about grid paper is measuring with it. I love having it on hand because when I'm crafting, I'm often trying to figure out what size of things I need or I have, and I love my grid paper for that. The ink collection, you get all 5 of the full-size ink pads in the In Colors, and you also get the designer series paper in the In Colors, so double-sided designer series paper. So all of that you're going to get for $165. So it's a fabulous, fabulous deal. You can just click join now. I put that into the description of the event today, or go to my website at, again, www.sarahlynstamps.com, and you can find the information there as well on the starter kit if you want some more details about that. But it is a great way to get your hands on all of the In Colors. There's no obligation. as far as maintaining, not maintaining, selling, not selling. This is just a great deal for you. So contact me, let me know if you need some help with that. I'd be happy to walk you through that. And again, I hope you're going to get out there and play. And I hope that the ink colors have inspired you today, that I've shown you some new ways to use these colors. This is my favorite. But anyways, let me know which card you love. We did this fun fold today that is also going to be a really great gift to give someone. So happy stamping. If you have any questions or any thoughts about the things that you've seen today, put them in the comments, send me a message. I'd love to chat with you. Talk to you soon. Have a wonderful Saturday. Bye.